Hello, everyone.
Hey guys.
We miss you a lot, and we're sad that we can't see you on Sundays anymore, but we're going to be sending you some videos of some lessons from the Bible for you guys to watch at home.
Yeah, we're super excited that we still get to kind of teach you guys about things from the Bible even when we're not together. But we hope you guys are all doing well and enjoying spending some time with your families.
Yeah. So, before we, when we last saw you, I think it's been 3 weeks. That's a long time, but 3 weeks ago, when we last saw you, we were talking about the stories of Jesus and the miracles of Jesus. And um, take some time to talk to your family about that. It's always good to refresh and remember what we learned before. Now we're going to talk about some parables in the Bible. And parables are just short little stories with lessons that we can use in our everyday lives. So, the first parable that we're going to talk to you about today is the parable of the mustard seed. So, Jenna's going to read you this verse.
So the verse that we're reading today is Mark chapter 4, verses 30 to 32. And they read, "Again he," meaning Jesus, "said, 'What shall we say the kingdom of God is like, or what parable shall we use to describe it? It is like a mustard seed, which is the smallest of all seeds on earth. Yet when planted, it grows and becomes the largest of all plants, with such big branches that the birds can perch in its shade.'"
So, if you've ever seen a mustard seed, if you take your two fingers and you make a really tiny hole and you look through that hole, a mustard seed is probably smaller than that. So it's really, really tiny and tinier than you. And you guys are pretty small, especially you, Natalie. I know you're watching this. But if you look at the mustard seed, you don't think that it's going to grow to be something big, not even something big that birds can build houses in. And so when you drop the mustard seed in a pot and you grow it and you don't expect it to grow to be very big and it grows really big, that would make you feel like there's something bigger that can come from something really little. So Jesus told this parable of comparing the mustard seed to the kingdom of God. And he says, how can I describe this so that somebody would understand how big it really is, even when they might not be able to understand it from just Jenna and I, or your parents, or your pastor telling you, well, it's so big, but you can't really understand how big it actually is. So when Jesus explains this in this parable, he's saying, this is how big it really is. This is how, if you can imagine something so little growing into something so big, that's how powerful, that's how big the kingdom of God is. And so when Jesus first began teaching and he was in his early ministry, he didn't really have a lot of followers. And Jesus used these stories to explain to people just how great God was and just all the things that God was capable of doing. So, this mustard seed was a way of people who didn't really understand Jesus or God or even heaven to really get them to see how big, how great God is and all the things that he's capable of doing.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's a pretty good way to see it.
yeah. So Jenna found a coloring page for you guys and it's something for you to do at home, but we encourage you to look more at the story and even ask your parents if they can read you some more parables. We'll be doing some more parables, but if you don't understand it, you can feel free to ask questions or even have your parents email Pastor Nick and he can ask us questions. But we really want you guys to keep talking to us and keep in touch if you have any questions with us. We know it's hard because you don't get to see us in church like you did before, but we're here for you and we're here to encourage you and guide you in your faith, and we will always be here to help.
Yes, we miss you guys a lot.
We do. Alrighty. We'll see you next time.
Bye for now.